Part 5. Your 2 feet stand on the glyph of Cancer. At the zenith, you must turn and twist to continue viewing the progress, mimicking the glyph for Capricorn. Aries is nested in the goat, whose tail is Leo inverted. This symbol, one of the hardest of the glyphs for me to interpret and kind of extract from the multiple forms that Capricorn has taken over the years. I don't know if it took many forms because of the many different pens, but as you could see, this top cardinal point defining the zenith, described as the achievement, the mountaintop, and the water goat, is a collection of Aries and Leo. Continuing. Capricorn is also a form of Saturn. Aries at the cross, with Leo as the crescent. This symbol, this glyph, is a collection of Aries here and Leo there. Once again, as a bit of a disclaimer, the level of confidence I have about this is entirely personal. This is just the way I speak. I am a fairly confident orator, but this confidence is not necessarily to depict certainty, but merely authority. Continuing. The sun is illuminating a new day, forming the limit of night, with Saturn being defined as the limit. Cancer becomes its Libra. Oh, wait. Sorry about that. If you transpose the glyph of the first house on the zenith, meaning Aries with these 3 parts, if you were to rotate it so that it looks at the zenith, then Cancer becomes Libra, surrounded by Leo as Scorpio and Gemini as Virgo, with Aries here. The opposite would be Cancer. Aries is the fool of astrology, of tarot, with its 2 other corners as fire. The symbol for the depiction of the fool shows a young person traveling. On his shoulder is a bundle hanging on his shoulder. And at his side is a canine. The fool the canine, the traveling bag. Moving on into part 2, Venus and Taurus in the first house. If we were to move into the second house, the second lesson, if we were to overlap it onto Aries, it would follow. Aries has planted its flag as the ruler of the first house. The first house is about fire, warming the horizon. But the next event would follow as Taurus, the sun breaching the horizon, defining the first definition of Venus as harmony, the sun rising, a natural event, a material event of physical objects, the earth we stand on, and the observation of the sun. The sun completely veils the night, removing the limitations of the sky, forming the opposite of the sun, forming the opposite. The sun would be limiting these. The day grows. The air shows the limitation of night as the day shows the limitation of the celestial observations, veiling the stars. Continuing. Taurus becomes another sighting. Looking at the bowl of the disk, the sun is an object, Earth in the first house. Keeping the costumes of the first ruler, meaning dressing the second house as the first house, it would costume itself so that we can use the already shown definitions of these glyphs against these. So, keeping the costumes of the first ruler, Venus becomes a scepter. You've planted your rod, the sun is rising, the cross at the bottom of Venus becomes the horizon, the zenith is described by the vertical part of the cross, and the disk becomes the object of the sun, a physical object in the sky. Mercury would move into the second house. You cite the pending action of the house. The glyph opposite is now an M. What was once a ruler has now become an opposite. You check the action behind you as the sun properly becomes an object on the horizon. It is also Aries doubled, an afterimage, meaning the M. There are two glyphs of Aries within that. And the M itself is discussing visually as a graphic this quarter. Mars's tail arcs. Mars's tail is a setting reflection. Mars is in the 12th house. Scorpio is judged in Libra's house, meaning this symbol, when this rotates into the first house, Taurus moves into the first house and Aries moves into the 12th. Scorpio and Mars and its ruler Mars have moved into the house of Libra, and we can recostume them as the action and the sign. So Scorpio is judged in this house, the definition of Libra.